Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang hapon, magandang gabi. So, whenever you're watching this video, hello, kumusta ka? So I have not given an update in quite a while, and I just finished lesson 25 this past week, and I decided I'd do an update. It's been a while. I watched a video today, 2 videos actually, but I'm going to discuss one of those videos. And it focused on how adults learn language compared to children. And I found that significant because I think about my very first Preply video that I posted and fast forward to this moment. And the most significant difference between my December video, my very first video, and now is my attitude. My attitude towards learning a new language. My first video, I was anxiety ridden. I mean, even if somebody, I hate to say this, but even if somebody, I see the views, and I know there's very few people who are paying attention to this. So this, and I say this again, I've said this repeatedly, these videos are for me to document my progress. So when I get a comment, I get nervous because I'm not expecting anyone to pay attention to what I'm doing, to be honest. So I get shy and embarrassed, but I also know from my first video to now, I'm very proud of the progress that I've made because I'm trying to shift my paradigm. So the video I watched this morning talked about that mindset of and using the difference between how a child learns language and adult learns language. A child has limited capabilities but endless potential. An adult has like a lot of capability of learning another language but decreased potential, and it's mainly because of all of the other things that we think about when it comes to learning anything, not just a language. There are certain rules that we follow. There are certain expectations that we have. And I can see from my very first video that I posted about my Preply lesson and my capabilities and the level of anxiety that I had to now. Significantly different. I know I will learn more if I change my paradigm of feeling limited and incapable to feeling hopeful and encouraged and inspired, and also to enjoy. Just enjoy the process and know that this is a choice that I'm making because I absolutely love living in the Philippines and I want to be able to communicate with others. I'm going to use my husband as an example. My husband is a talker. If you've met my husband, you would know that man talks. He's struggling because he doesn't understand the language. And I will say he's a little resistant to learning the language right now because we don't really know where we're going to settle. So he's going to wait until we decide where we're going to permanently settle and then learn one of the 190, 200, whatever languages or dialects, depending upon if you say language or dialects, that exist in the Philippines, which I totally respect that. I just chose, I want to start learning. I do. In 3 months, December, January, February, I have completed 25 lessons. Next week, I will, it's the end of February, so I'll have 3 more. But between next week and the end of March, I actually have. I've scheduled 25 lessons. So what I did in 3 months, I am now going to do in 1 month. Take 25 lessons and completely get immersed. We are staying in one spot for a total of 3 months. And since I'm not planning on moving next month, I'm taking advantage of the fact I'm staying in one spot, and I'm just going to take this full-time job of learning the language. It takes me 3 hours to finish my homework. And finishing my homework, the homework that's assigned to me, it's to write 3 or 4 sentences. And I take 3 hours to do that. Because I'm using my Tagalog dictionary, I'm trying to think of what do I want to say in Tagalog based on the vocabulary she assigned me. And I know that it's kakaisip. I think that's the word. It's the overthinking that I constantly do that hinders my progress. And I'm going to try to release that and just continue to enjoy the process, which I think if you compare my first video to today's video, completely different. I changed my paradigm. I'm working on my level of needing to be perfect. That is something I'm still working on. Having to be perfect during every lesson when I'm with my tutor and when I'm working on my homework, and then all of the additional things that I'm doing on top of what my tutor assigned me. Making my own digital cards, making my own personal dictionary, working out of 3 additional workbooks, and then reading Tagalog books, which aren't assigned, not required, but then I put that on myself. And I think part of that is because I was a teacher for 30 years. So if I'm going to do this, let's do this. So anyway, this video is just to get you caught up, me caught up on where I am, how I'm doing, and for me to see the significant progress and not in just what I'm learning, because I still struggle with markers. But I can write sentences, I can read sentences, I can recognize when something is said to me, and I can pinpoint some vocabulary and pretty much comprehend some things that are being said to me. And that's progress. And I'm going to celebrate that. So I don't know when my next update will be. It could be the middle of March, where I'm frustrated that I challenged myself and regret it, which my goal is not to be like that. Or at the end of the month, reflecting on how the impact the challenge of 25 lessons in 1 month, what it did for me. My tutor, when I scheduled the lessons, my tutor said by the end of the month, she's thinking I could start speaking in Tagalog in a conversation. I don't want to be that hopeful. I want to keep my expectations low, but I appreciate the fact that she has that much confidence in my capabilities. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, that's my update. Thanks for listening. Kita tayo. Kita tayo ulit. I hope I said that correctly. See you again.